City Council chambers at City Hall were packed to the brim this week for a public hearing. The discussion, a citizen petition calling for changes to the city's overnight winter parking ban. Joining us now with details from the meeting is WCATV's news director, Dan Hogan.
It was standing room only at City Hall Tuesday night as dozens of residents packed a special city council meeting to debate a citizen petition to eliminate Watertown's winter parking ban. With attendees spilling into the hallways, the nearly 4-hour meeting featured a lively discussion about the policy, which prohibits overnight street parking from November until April. The majority of residents who spoke were in favor of either eliminating or amending the ban. Many suggested switching to a snow emergency only approach where parking restrictions would be enforced only when a storm is forecasted.
I respectfully ask the City Council to consider people with disabilities, the elderly, and families with young children who are disproportionately burdened by the winter parking ban.
Please, we're asking you to lift the ban. So I'm here for all the parents in Watertown. Thank you.
There's tons of different solutions, from having permits on cars to requiring a snow emergency.
But supporters of the ban argue that it's essential for public safety in the winter months. Police Sergeant David Sampson warned of the challenges with communication.
Notification was brought up an awful lot tonight, and how easy it is to put out those Everbridge announcements and whatnot. They're not as effective as people think.
I was here early Monday morning, though, and was somewhat surprised as to seeing the number of cars that were on the street with snow over the top of them, and that is with the overnight ban and the snow emergency. I'm a little worried that our Everbridge system did not get that message out as good as it's supposed to.
Fire Chief Ryan Nicholson reinforced the importance of the ban for emergency response.
Just from the fire department perspective, the ban is consistent and effective in what it accomplishes. To remove the ban without a thorough plan or a thought in place, I think would be dangerous.
As the chief said, we called the snow emergency for this last storm. There were hundreds of cars on the side of the road. We were fortunate that we were able, with our plows on the trucks, we were able to weave around. They were separated enough that we could actually make passes.
While the council didn't take any action Tuesday night, most acknowledged the challenges the ban presents to some residents and the need for further discussion.
So I would tell the public, please don't lose hope. This was identified as Chair of Economic Development and Planning in our committee. I made sure, and council unanimously supported, that we included the winter parking ban to be reviewed and our parking policies in general, as noted under the comprehensive plan.
We heard some things that we haven't heard before, I think, and I'm going to go back to what several people here have said. It's complicated. You move this way and something happens that way. This isn't something that I'm prepared tonight to say I'm going to vote, get rid of the ban, and let's deal with it later. I think it's going to take some work. I think this has been elevated, as Councilor Palumbo pointed out, to a point that we should have further discussions.
City officials say the next steps will include a detailed review of the policy and more opportunities for resident feedback. This issue is far from settled, and we'll keep you updated as it develops. For Watertown Cable News, I'm Dan Hogan.
If you want to watch the full City Council meeting from Tuesday night, it is available on WCATV.org under the Government Channel tab. And in case you missed our interview last week with the lead organizer of that citizen petition, you can find it on WCATV.org/WCN.